John Altman is a film composer, music arranger, orchestrator, conductor, and saxophonist. Over the years, he's worked with artists such as Diana Ross, Amy Winehouse, Jimi Hendrix, George Michael, Van Morrison, Björk, Tina Turner, Tom Jones, Rod Stewart. The list goes on and on and on. He's a BAFTA and Emmy award-winning composer and arranger, and even if you don't know his name, you've absolutely, without a shadow of a doubt, heard his music. He arranged Always Look on the Bright Side of Life from Monty Python's Life of Brian. He scored the tank chase scene in GoldenEye. And he arranged and produced the period music for James Cameron's Titanic, including the heartbreaking ship-sinking scene where the band played their last gig together on deck. I hear there's a bit of a story behind that last piece. So let's head inside so we can delve into the mind of a musical genius. My name is Misha Bryan, and this is Stage and Screen.
3, 2, 1, let's go!
John, thank you so much for having us.
Pleasure.
We're so glad to be here with you to have a nice chat.
Absolutely.
About everything you've done.
Have you got a week?
I think we have, haven't we, Boobs? We've got around about that. So, composition for film. How did you get into it?
It's a very convoluted story. I think I have to go back to, my upbringing, and I came from a musical family. My mother's 4 brothers were band leaders, and from a very young age, the people we were surrounded, or I was surrounded with, not that knowingly, but they were family friends, were people like Danny Kaye, Frank Sinatra, Judy Garland, Dean Martin, like any normal family, in North London. So I was always into music. And I discovered the family 78 records on the gramophone, the radiogram, as we had. And somehow I learnt them off by heart because I thought that was, that's how you did it. And so I got into every type of music. I would play Duke Ellington, then I'd listen to a Borodin symphony, then I'd have Bill Haley rock around the clock, so it really went across the board. And I started piano lessons at 7. Mm-hmm. And I started writing little pieces at 7. Oh. And I gave up formal music lessons at 11. But bizarrely, I wrote a lot of commercials in later years. And one job I was asked to do was to write a piece of music that could be written by a 7-year-old. And I said, I've got just the thing for you. And we recorded it. And W.H. Smith Back to School commercial was the piece that I wrote when I was 7 years old.
No.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
So never waste anything.
No, that's it. That's incredible.
But I then, I started playing sax off my own bat when I was just coming up to 13. And I started playing the local bands, and the progression really went through somehow up and up. By the time I was 19 and about to go to university, I was also making records with people. So I had a parallel thing of jamming with various artists that led to me making records, but also being in high-profile situations with people like Peter Green and Nick Drake and John Martin, people who were around the scene then. Mm. So I was very lucky. And then I pursued an academic career, came back to London to do a PhD in Victorian literature, very exciting.
As you do.
And got headhunted to join Hot Chocolate, as you do.
Brilliant.
And they were the #1 band at the time with You Sexy Thing. Mm-hmm. So I went on tour with them and travelled with Errol Brown in his car, the green Cadillac, the famous Heaven is in the Back Seat of. And for some reason, they didn't like the arrangements that were on their album. they wanted to be a funk band, really, like Kool and the Gang or Earth, Wind and Fire. And the arrangements were very jazzy. They were good, but they weren't quite what they wanted. So I said, I'll rewrite them if you like, which I did, and they loved them, so that became part of their stage act. And then I got on. I'm sorry, this is a very convoluted answer to a very simple question.
No, but it's interesting. I have so many other questions as you're talking, but carry on.
Well, a friend of mine worked for Anchor Records, and she messaged me and said, we've got one of our artists, Don Williams, country singer, very good singer, and he was coming over to do variety shows, Two Ronnies, Morecambe and Wise, I don't know, Seaside Special, whatever, Top of the Pops. But of course he hasn't got any music, because what would happen in those days would be they'd overdub strings and brass in a studio, but the artists wouldn't have copies. They probably wouldn't even been at the session.
Right.
So they would fly in, like just with hand luggage or whatever, and I would write down the music from the tape and send it to the show. So that if they would appear on the Two Ronnies, the string part would be written by me.
Got you.
So it was successful. So the BBC started contacting me. So I did the stylistics, Telly Savalas, and then they asked me to be his musical director. So I did that. So I got in on the bottom rung of being a BBC approved person. And I started arranging for other composers and conducting. So I got into movies doing that for other people. And then there was, one film I did, and they weren't happy. They'd hired a songwriter, a very good songwriter, but he didn't know how to write underscore for a drama. So the producers came to me and said, would you do it? You're on the film already. So I was a film composer.
Oh, perfect.
Yeah.
So that was the answer.
That's the answer. But the same thing happened at the BBC. I'd start getting calls to compose music for BBC drama.
Okay.
So I had these parallel careers all going at once. I started writing jingles, well, commercials anyway. I was arranging for other composers, conducting for other composers, writing film and TV, but I was also playing live. So I was Van Morrison's musical director after I left. I left the hot chocolate situation, and eventually I came off the road in 1979 because I thought I've got too much writing. I can't carry on.
Right.
Being in Sweden and need BBC ringing and say, could you be at Lime Grove tomorrow? No. But I'd also hooked up with Monty Python, and I was doing a lot of their arranging and live things and Life of Brian and things like that. So, if you like, all these careers were going at once.
Yeah. Thank you so much for watching and listening. However you're consuming this podcast, please consider subscribing, liking, and leaving us a 5-star review, as this helps us to reach a wider audience. Your support is very much appreciated. Now back to the show. You were busy, just constantly.
All the time.
Yeah.
I don't think I ever had a day off, to be honest.
Oh, really? Until today?
Well,
and even this is work now, isn't it?
Yeah. Well, I wasn't one for holidays. I didn't like sort of sitting on beaches and, all that didn't appeal to me. So I didn't have a holiday through the 1980s.
Wow,
Literally.
really?
No, I worked every single day.
Oh,
and I loved it because if your work is your hobby, which it was, you've got time when you finish working to do your hobby.
Yes, yeah.
So, and also I found that Saturdays and Sundays, the phone didn't ring, so I could do a lot of writing. So I was literally working 7 days a week.
Oh, wow.
Which was fantastic.
Yeah.
And I loved it because it wasn't just doing the same thing. I might be doing a film, I might be doing a TV show, through probably to the end of the 90s. both ITV and BBC had variety spectaculars, and I was the musical director for all of them.
Wow.
So I'd never know who I'd get, but I'd get the Moody Blues one week, Slade the next week, Run DMC, Cameo, The Damned. I mean, it's great. You just turn up and, I'm producing them today.
Yes.
And I would arrange and conduct the shows. And they were great shows. They lasted 3 hours. They don't do them anymore. I did an Elvis tribute, and we had Benny King, Elvis's original band, Roger Daltrey, Boy George, Duane Eddy, Meatloaf, Nona Hendrix, and I arranged everything for them.
Oh, wow.
Then I'd do the opening of Liverpool Docks, and we had The Damned and Cameo and Shaka Khan and Run DMC and this one and that one, and Frankie Goes to Hollywood and Spandau Ballet. So basically, I interacted with every big artist of that period.
Yeah.
Apart from writing movies and doing commercials.
Do you think, obviously you enjoy, composing and playing music and writing music, but do you think that some of it comes from the fact that you find it easy? Because you were saying that when you were learning stuff in the beginning, you were learning it by ear.
Yeah.
Do you have perfect pitch?
I have relative pitch, but I wrote all my arrangements and most of my music away from the piano.
Oh, really?
So I would sit at a table,
No.
or on a plane or in a train,
Stop it.
and write. I arranged the score for Sheltering Sky, which won a Golden Globe, Rushi Sakamoto, in a deck chair at Hove County Cricket Club.
So are you like those people who can
If you
literally...
only knew.
Can you see, like, the notes
I can
in
hear it.
front
I
of you?
know
and you
what
can
it's
just...
going to sound like, yeah.
That's incredible.
I
Like,
know, it's a
lots of
gift.
parts at the
It's a
same
gift,
time.
yep, whole orchestra.
That's mad.
It's great. My uncles could do the same.
Oh, really? So it's like a
And
genetic thing.
my cousin, Simon Phillips, is like one of the best drummers in the world. So we've all got that gene.
Okay, so while you're composing, where are you here? This sounds ridiculous. Because when I learn lines, when I'm acting and I'm learning my lines, I can literally see the lines in front of me until I've learned it and I don't need it anymore. And then it kind of disappears. And then I'm like, there's that tricky line that came back. Oh, I don't need you anymore. So when you're hearing the music, whereabouts in kind of like your body and around you are you hearing it? It's not just in your head. Is it in front of you?
Yeah, I mean, it's one of those things that I think if you start analysing it, it will go away.
Oh, do you think so?
I really do. I mean, I have to say, and people have often asked me, how do you compose music for a film? What triggers it? And the answer is I don't know. I mean, I'll read the script, I'll watch the film, I won't do anything. I'll watch it again, I won't do anything. I'll go for a walk, I'll watch television, I'll do something. And then at a certain point, I'll walk over to the piano or to the manuscript and go, main theme. I don't know why, I don't know how. And a lot of composers I talk to write something and then they go round to everybody and say, where have I heard this before?
Right.
Because if it's, the saying is, I've written a memorable tune, well, it's memorable because it reminds you of something else. You can't just hear a tune once and go, that is now imprinted on my brain forever.
Yeah, yeah.
Theoretically, that's what people think happens. But I think what happens is that you hear something and it reminds you of something else, and you might not even consciously know what it reminds you of. But there is a memory in there.
Okay.
And I don't know. I mean, I don't think I've ever written something that I've thought, oh, I pinched this.
Yes.
But people have come up to me I was at a screening of one of my films. No, it was a panel discussion. And somebody in the audience came up and said, that main theme for X film that you did is pinched from Shostakovich's Fifth Violin, whatever. And I said, I'm sorry to tell you, but I don't know it. I've never heard it. And I haven't a clue what you're talking about.
That's it.
But obviously you write something and I mean, I've done it. I've heard things and gone, oh, he's pinched that, or might be unconsciously, but that because there's only 12 notes.
Well, this is the thing, isn't it? And it's a funny. We were watching something last night, weren't we? It was some wildlife program, and then I started singing like a Level 42 song over the top of it, and I was like, "This is like Lessons in Love," but it's like about tigers or something. But it's that thing, isn't it? Like you said about being kind of like influenced and having something that's derivative, and then not just literally just lifting it.
Yeah.
But isn't there like a cap on how many notes you're allowed to have in sequence, like in a row? It's like something like 8 notes.
It is, but I've also been an inverted commas expert in court cases.
Right.
And it's so difficult because very often there's a judge who has no musical knowledge whatsoever.
Right.
And he's saying, well, yeah, I can hear it's exactly like so-and-so. You go, well, you don't know, it's not. And some of the most ridiculous things win court cases.
I bet, yeah.
And then some of the most obvious things don't.
Oh, really?
It's a very funny mixture.
It depends who you get, doesn't it, on the panel?
Completely depends, and you can make a case for a piece being original and you can make a case for it not being original. And it just depends. I mean, the classic one, I guess, was the Robin Thicke, Marvin Gaye situation.
Yes, yeah.
I was very conflicted because I'm friendly with Marvin Gaye's family.
Okay.
And also I knew Robin Thicke's family. And the thing was, Marvin's daughter, who's now passed away, told me that they were forced to take it to court because Robin Thicke's people put out an injunction forbidding them to go to court, which meant that they thought there was something up.
How ridiculous.
So it's completely mad.
Throwing yourself into the frying pan.
But also social media portrayed them as, Marvin Gaye's family are money-grabbing, which they weren't.
And this is the thing, isn't it?
Yeah, so it's perception,
Yeah.
But generally when I write, I hear things back, like I see movies on TV. And my general thought is, how on earth did I write that?
Yeah.
It's not, people have said, I saw a film and I knew you'd written the music.
Oh, really? You got
I
your
said, well, how
signature.
did you know? They said, it sounded like what you would write. And I said, but I don't know what that would be.
But that's
because
great.
I don't know.
That's so good. I guess it's like you've got your own stamp, haven't you? Like when you hear, I don't know, Tom Jones start singing, or,
Yeah. I mean,
the
the interesting thing that people don't think about is, and other arrangers don't think about it, I'm putting my arranging hat on, I wouldn't write for Rod Stewart the way I write for Barry White.
That's it, yeah.
However, both of them have come to me because they want something specific that they don't get from anyone else. So you're conflicted between, do I impinge my own style on this, or do I impinge a style that will work for them and yet say that I did the work?
Okay.
It's a very difficult dynamic.
That is difficult, isn't it?
And it's not something that you particularly consciously think about. But you do think about, well, what works for Rod Stewart? What works for Tina Turner?
Yeah.
What works for Diana Ross, And that's always in your mind.
Yeah, and I guess because you've come from such an eclectic musical background, you kind of know what would work.
Yeah.
And I guess, you're so well-versed and well-read in everything that you do. It's not that that you can go against what the artist wants, but you're thinking, actually, this would be best.
Yeah.
And are you able to go, this would be best, and then they listen, or is it like...
Well, it is interesting because friends of mine who are great arrangers, I can always tell what they've written because I know what their style is.
Okay.
And it works for X and it works for Y.
Yeah.
And sometimes it doesn't work for Z,
Yeah. I mean,
And then I did this thing and they threw it out. And I'm very lucky, that all the arrangements I've written, particularly for artists, have gone onto the record.
Yes.
With hardly any alterations.
Yeah, I mean, I was going to ask you that about how many kind of amendments do you do? I mean, it's not like an online session where it's like, hey, man, you're going to get 3 amendments. It's like until you get it right, I guess.
I mean, on a couple of movie projects, I've had the situation where, you just haven't been on the same page as the director.
Okay.
And one particular one that was interesting was it was a TV drama, and the director hadn't worked for a while, and he'd always worked with the same composer. So he was foisted with me, and that's not right, that's not right, that's not right. And I realised it was a comfort thing of having his guy.
Yeah.
Who was a friend of mine. So I rang the guy and said, look, I can't get anywhere, you should be doing this. And he took something off the shelf, and the guy went, that's it, that's it. The follow-up was I went back to the States to do another movie, and they gave me identical brief. Literally, word
funny.
for word.
Really?
So I just sent them the tape that I'd done, and they went, that's perfect.
It was a bit Blue Peter. Here's
Yeah.
one we made earlier.
Yeah, here's one I made earlier. So I wound up, instead of doing a TV thing where I'd have got minimal budget, I had a huge orchestra playing the same music.
Well, look at that.
And then I watched the programme and the opening titles, and I went, it sounds exactly like what I wrote.
Really?
Exactly.
I guess you just can't win with some people,
No,
can
you can't.
Yeah.
And it was a comfort thing. Definitely a comfort thing with, this is the person I work with, and that's the way I want to work.
Yeah, that's it.
But generally, I've been able, I guess maybe because of my English literature background, I can talk to directors and artists in non-musical terms.
Yes.
And I can understand when they talk to me in those terms. So in advertising, if someone says, I want more green,
Yes.
I wouldn't go, well, what on earth are you talking about? And equally, I wouldn't say, do you want 3 semiquavers at the end of bar 12?
Yeah.
Because they wouldn't know what I was
That's
talking about.
it, absolutely.
So it's interesting.
You're bridging the gap between
Yeah.
areas, aren't you? Which is really interesting. But then that's because also you're a personable kind of people person.
Well, yeah, I mean, most of what I've done over the years is you can lump into the sort of catch-all of the word collaboration. And as soon as you're collaborating, you're not on your own.
Yes.
And the thing about working with a film director, for example, is they might have lost their favourite shot, the editor has lost his favourite cut, the writer's lost his favourite line,
Yeah.
the actor and actress have lost their favourite scene. Why should the music be sacrosanct? You can't touch my music.
Right.
But I've worked with composers who are like that, who've walked out because somebody
really?
questioned a note that they wrote or a sound that they put in.
Oh, right.
And that causes terrible problems on movies because, there are other people who will say, well, why are we working with this guy? He's useless.
Absolutely. And it's reputation, isn't it? Getting called back.
Oh,
is,
totally.
Yeah. So important. It's so interesting, isn't it?
It is.
Have you? So when you're going to do a film, there was another question I was going to ask. When you're going to do a film, do you sit down with obviously you read the script, but do you actually sit down with the director for a long period of time and go, this is what the sentiment is behind this scene?
Well, we would generally do a spotting session, which is basically going through the film with the editor and the director. And I think music starts here. And then I might say, well, maybe it shouldn't start when he comes through the door or she walks through maybe it should start after this line.
Yes.
So we get a consensus of where it should go.
Okay.
And these days, one has to do demos of things. I never used to. I mean, I would just say what I was going to do and do it. A couple of directors have given me parts in films just so that I could get the feel of...
Oh, really?
Yeah, get to know the actors and actresses, get to know the dynamic, how it was shaping up. Peter Chilson, who I've worked with several times, tended to put me into every film that he did.
Really?
I was the worst actor in history.
Oh, stop it.
Oh,
I bet
no,
you're amazing.
terrible. No, terrible.
I bet you're better than you think you are because you can bring up all this emotion within your music. Then I think some of that seeps through into the acting.
I mean,
I reckon so.
the problem was and it's a problem with everyone. You have a perception of what your voice sounds like, which isn't what you hear on film. And I mean, we were doing a scene, and somebody walks in, and it's somebody I haven't seen for years, and I don't believe it. It's Benny, And then I go and see the rushes, and I don't believe it. It's Benny. Okay, hang on a minute.
I'm sure you didn't.
No, literally, that's how it was. So I liken that part. I was seventh billed in the cast, I won't name the film to save embarrassment.
Hey, you got lines though. That's amazing.
Well, no, because I call it my goldfish role, because every time I went to speak, they cut away. So all you saw was me going...
Brilliant.
Terrible, but I do. There's one scene where I'm cleaning the piano and it's dusty, and I have to say it is, to me, it's the greatest scene in the film.
Just you dusting a
I've
piano.
got a duster and I'm method acting and it's
Exactly. And it's probably really in time as well,
But I couldn't fathom. I mean, obviously I'm on set and I'm friendly with some big names who are in the film. And they're all talking like this, so you can hardly hear. I go, God, this is terrible acting.
Oh, while
and
they're
then
filming.
You see it, then you see it on screen and it's amazing. And yet me going, forget it.
But that's the difference, isn't it? Between like stage acting,
Oh,
screen
totally.
acting, all of that stuff, But then also, is there a difference... obviously, it depends on what genre you're doing.
Yeah.
But is there a difference between composing for, obviously, commercials, TV themes, underscoring, doing full scores for movies? Like, what are the biggest differences?
I mean, the interesting thing to start with commercials, I saw them as mini films.
Oh, okay.
And the directors I work with on commercials, people don't believe, but it's Ridley Scott, Tony Scott, Alan Parker, John Frankenheimer, Elliot Erwitt, David Bailey, Terence Donovan.
Wow.
And this is the creme de la creme. Adrian Lyne, Tarsem, Jonathan Glazer. These are fantastic directors making It's not like, here's a cremation, I'm going to have this tomorrow. They were arty pieces of work.
Right.
Having said that and got on my high horse and said, well, I wasn't a jingle writer, I never did that rubbish. I wrote You Can Do It When You Be and Cue It, so people still sing that.
Exactly.
I wrote Sheila's Wheels, people love that,
They do.
So I can't really say, I don't do jingles, because I did the worst not worse, I mean the most sort of
They're
the ones
catchy.
that permeated your brain.
Yeah, they're earworms, aren't they? They get
really
right in
are.
there and don't leave.
But no, when I wrote commercials, no holds barred. I wrote like I was writing a feature film,
Oh, right.
and they've stood up. People still talk about them.
There you go. It's the quality of what you're doing, though, isn't it?
Yeah.
And because you're coming, and you're properly coming from music and having studied, and your ears are so good, and you've been around all these amazing musicians. I mean, Frank Sinatra just showing up, it's like, hi, that's insane. It's almost like, at the back of your mind, it's like your duty to do it properly, isn't it?
I couldn't do half measures. I mean, the thing about today is, the good thing is everyone can make music. The bad thing is everyone can make music.
There you go.
And there's a lot of bad music and there's a lot of bad music in drama on TV, because I know what the budgets are.
Yeah.
And if I see one more thriller where the underscore is one low note on the synth held all the way through the scene, I'll scream.
Yeah, I bet.
Oh, not again,
Yeah.
Do something inventive, for heaven's sake.
But there's someone really proud, someone going, that's my note.
They're sitting in their bedroom and they're going like that, and I'm on telly,
Yeah. And I guess that's changed so much with budgets getting smaller and smaller and smaller. And,
when I did Miss Marple, which they still show, we had 30 musicians.
Wow.
For an hour-long TV drama.
Brilliant.
30 players. When I did the Innis Book of Records with Neil Innes, 94 musicians played on the series. Three series, 94 people.
That's brilliant.
I know that because I have to pay them royalties whenever it comes up.
Of course.
I have to go through. It takes me unfortunately, my then booker was forbidden from fixing the orchestra for the BBC because they paid so badly.
Oh, really?
And landed me with the job the night before the session.
No.
So I did the first one, and then I thought, well, I better do the second one. Never knowing that it would be the most sold programme in the history of the BBC.
That's amazing.
This is Miss Marple.
Yeah.
And I'm still, every year, I sit down with the royalties that come in, and I divide them up.
You still have to do that?
Every year. Sadly, these days, there are a whole wodge of the estate of, because we're losing people all the time. Yeah. But when you think that the first Miss Marple is now 41 years ago.
Really?
And it's on television like 2 days ago.
And that's the thing, it's quality again though, isn't it?
It's great.
It's proper scripts, it's proper acting, it's proper music, it's all good. And you know what as well? Those residuals and those royalties that are coming through are keeping some people afloat.
Oh.
You know? You think, oh, I can tax my car.
They do mount up, you know.
Yeah.
And unfortunately, this was just about the last programme before the BBC stopped paying royalties and made one-off payments.
Yeah.
So everybody is very lucky that they worked on it.
For sure, yeah. And
But
now
it's getting further and further into history, you know. I mean, if I asked anyone, so what were you doing 41 years ago? You know, they probably wouldn't have a clue.
That's
you
it.
know, if they were old enough to know what they were doing 41 years ago. Yeah, I have to know because I have to, you know, I have to give out this money. I can't just sit there.
No, that's it. You got giving yourself another job to do. Like you haven't got enough to do
Like I
in
haven't
life.
got enough to do. Well, it's come every summer. I take 2 days and I go through it.
Right.
And of course, the BBC, bless them, they don't know what's what. So they'll send me a chunk of money that may be substantial, may not be that substantial. And it will say Series 2, Miss Marple. And I go, but there wasn't a Series 2. It was one-offs. So I've invented Series 2 and 1 and 2 and 3. I just made arbitrary divisions.
Oh,
you know,
right.
I'm probably completely wrong, but what can you do?
Yeah.
They don't know.
Well,
They
this is
haven't a
it.
clue.
But then you've got to have some kind of massive ledger so you know who
I have.
played on what and everything.
Thankfully, I made a book at the time, whenever I did it, of who was on the programmes. And then I lost the book.
Oh, no.
Years and years and years. And then I found
It was
it.
in the loft or something.
Yeah. It was like in the move. I went, there we go. So I've got it now.
Perfect. That's so good.
And a lot of people, of course, are still around, you know. And
yeah.
Good.
Yeah,
you know.
absolutely. And it's great that it passes on to
And
their
they
estate.
deserve it, yeah.
Definitely.
But that's what, I mean, the great thing about doing movies and records here and in the States is that you could virtually get anyone you wanted to play on them.
Yeah, I
So
bet.
I would say to the film company in Los Angeles, you know, I think I'd like weather reports rhythm section for this. Next thing, I've got weather reports rhythm section.
No.
Oh, I think, you know, Tom Scott's a good sax player. Right, I've got Tom Scott, you know.
And what's great is that there was budget. So you can ask for these people.
Oh, yeah.
And
Yeah.
then they'll come and do it rather than people have to think now, oh, well, I've got to travel there.
Yeah.
And they're not giving me my expenses back. And then, oh, no dinner.
No,
you know?
it's all above board and proper, you know. I've been very lucky. I mean, also when I've done the big band in, like, live gigs here and in LA, I get virtually everyone I want.
Brilliant.
Which is incredible. But that's more, I hope, because they enjoy playing the music. You know, not exactly going to make them wealthy playing a big band gig in a pub.
That's it. And also to come and help you out as well, because you're a legend, John. I was telling my friend that I'm just off to do a podcast. I'm going to be interviewing John Altman. She was like, like that. And I was like, oh, yeah.
They don't think it's Nasty Nick then?
No, they don't. It's not Nasty Nick from EastEnders. It's John Altman, the proper things.
We are pals. I mean, we do these music things. John Altman presents John Altman, but we never say which one is
Who's presenting who? That's so brilliant.
Dear, it's very funny. The whole playing thing as well, which, obviously Darren was involved in with the 10 Room,
Yes.
that was special as well.
And you ran that for years, didn't you?
Years and years and years. Yeah.
So what was the inspiration behind starting the night? Was it just more collaboration?
No, it was a conversation I had with my uncle who'd moved to LA, and he was conducting for Milton Berle at the time, the comedian.
Oh, okay. Mm-hmm.
And we were chatting, and he said, "Have you given up playing?" And I said, "No." He said, "You will." I said, "Oh, what makes you say that?" He said, "Well, when you're writing scores and arranging, you just won't have time to play."
Right.
So I thought, well, I'm not having that. That's not going to be the way it's going. So I hadn't consciously thought that, I've got to do something. I was doing jazz gigs, but I really enjoyed playing, contemporary funk stuff, and that wasn't happening. So I met a guy called Carl, who ran Advanced Hair Studios, still does, Advanced Hair Studios. Didn't do anything for me, but there you go. And he was friendly with Patrick Allen. And he said, "You ought to meet this guy. He's in... we'll go over to Amsterdam. He's performing in a Broadway show in Amsterdam." So we went over to Amsterdam, and it was a very strange event. But anyway, Patrick was in the show. And Carl said Patrick started singers' nights in LA and New York. And, he started Tupac and this one and that one. And we talked about, should we do something in London? So when he came back to London, he went to Terry at the new club, the 10 Room. And Terry said, "Well, I'll give you Monday nights." And Monday night was 3 Men and a Dog.
Yeah.
Nobody who comes out on a Monday. So we started it, and Darren was there, and Dean, and Luca, and Asher. It was great band. And the first few weeks, nobody came. And you're desperately getting your friends, and saying, "You've got to come on Monday." "Oh, I was there last Monday. Why would I come again?"
Right.
And then suddenly one night, never forget, Lionel Richie showed up and Shaka Khan showed up, and they both performed.
Wow.
And suddenly we were it. We were the hot ticket.
Yeah.
And then everybody came in, and people would come in. They wouldn't get paid. I don't know if we did. I don't think I ever did.
Did you get any dinner? Free drink at the bar?
No, well, maybe a free drink, but...
So how did you know Darren and Luca?
Well,
and
Darren came through Patrick. I think Darren was playing with the Drifters at the time, and knew Patrick through that. Luca was around. Asher had been around since the dawn of time, I guess.
Just waiting for this moment.
That's not fair. No, Asher had been on the scene for quite a while.
Yeah.
Dean, I don't think I'd ever met Dean before we did it. And then we had this sort of... We got known, and people just came in out of course. Spike Lee would make his flights on Sunday so he could be at the 10 Room.
Really?
Absolutely.
How amazing is
And in fact,
that?
I introduced him to Orlando Bloom, who he'd never met.
Oh, right.
Who was in the audience.
Well,
Do you
look
want to
at
meet
that.
Orlando Bloom? Samuel L. Jackson came from the airport and put his cases in the luggage, in the cloakroom.
It was so known.
It was
wasn't
so
it?
known.
Amazing.
And the best, a friend of mine who was a regular there was in Edinburgh and got on a plane, and the US athletics team got on the plane.
Right.
And one of them said to, I guess it was Maurice Green or one of the athletes, we're going to London. What are we going to do tonight? And he said, oh, come on, there's only one place to be tonight. That's the 10 room.
Look at that.
And she's sitting a few rows back. And sure enough,
They all came.
there they were.
Oh my gosh.
But we got the Australian cricket team, the South African rugby team, the Chelsea football team, the athletes, the rowers, the Olympic athletes. They all came in, apart from the actors and the musicians all came in.
Yeah.
And the great thing about the 10 room was there was no VIP area. So you had to plonk yourself in the middle. So Will Smith is sitting in the middle of the room, or Brad Pitt is sitting in...
Perfect.
Yeah.
How lovely is that? And also for them as well, because it's funny with being a celebrity, it must be odd,
Well,
you know.
They loved it.
Yeah.
I mean, I was in Los Angeles working a lot from 1990 through to 2015.
Mm-hmm.
So I was in LA for a little extended stay. And I'm very close friends with Miles Davis's family, his son, daughter and nephew. And we were having lunch. So I was with Erin Davis and Vince Wilburn, who's a great drummer, who was Miles's drummer, who's his nephew. And we went to get the lift to go to the cars. And I went to the restroom, came out, and they're standing by the lift with Lionel Richie. So I didn't want to intrude on their conversation. This is years later. This would be about 2013. And Lionel had been at 10 room in, 1999.
Right,
whatever.
yeah.
And a couple of times after that, I think. So I just stood on the outside, near the lift, but not in the conversation. And he kept looking at me. And I kept clocking that he was sort of, who is this guy? How do I... So Vince then said, you must remember John. He was involved in running the night at the 10 room. And Lionel Richie went, I miss the 10 room.
Really?
Yeah, oh yeah. That's
You
great.
guys are famous. Like, you're famous in your own right, you guys.
Well, he did say that night, I think it must have been Ricky Washington, he sang Hello. And on the original record, he's tracked a harmony part. And Ricky sang the harmony, or Trevor, I can't remember who it was, sang the harmony part perfectly. And Lionel went up to him, I was standing there, and he said, in all the years I've had my own bands, nobody has ever sung that part as well as you guys.
Really?
Yeah.
God, did anyone ever get a gig with anyone else from having played at the 10 room?
Well, Amy Winehouse's band was the 10 room band. It was Dale, it was Robin, it was all those guys who played with her at the 10 room.
Right.
She just took them, Zalon, I remember the night she met him, She was incredibly loyal. And I mean, a lot of these artists will come up with a band. I could name you hundreds, actually. And at a certain point, they get management, and the management say, I tell you what, get rid of those guys. We can get better, or we can get this, or we can get that. And it always works out terribly, I think.
Of course, absolutely.
But Amy never would. And whoever was looking after her, I don't even know if they suggested it, but she would just shoot it down, saying, no, these are my friends, they're staying with me.
Perfect.
That's it.
And that's so great. That's what you want to hear, is they've come up with you as well and gotten you to where you kind of are now. That's
but we
great.
showcased a lot of people for their first appearance, including John Legend.
Right.
And he remembers that.
Oh, really?
Because that was his first... What's even more bizarre is on the video, and I hadn't realised, I've got the video... Can I say this? I guess I can say it, because it's not commercial release. But Patrick is trying to shut everyone up.
Right.
Because he's trying to introduce John Legend, who nobody knows.
No, right.
By telling people what he played on. You were the piano player on that record, and you were this and you were that. And he gets so fed up with the crowd, he says, if you guys don't shut up, I'm going to tell Kanye to take him back to the hotel. And I went, what? But obviously, Kanye West had took John Legend in to the 10 Room to showcase.
Yeah.
I couldn't believe it, but it's on film.
That's mad, isn't it?
Isn't it mad?
Yeah, it really, really is. But it's that lovely bringing together and giving people their first opportunities. So it was his first performance in the UK, or full stop?
Full stop, I think. It was his
wow.
first showcase. I mean, we had Gabrielle Cilmi, Amy particularly, Mark Ronson's sister, Katie Melua. I mean, a load of people went on stage for the first time at the 10 Room.
That's brilliant.
Yeah.
So did you guys have to learn the stuff beforehand? Would they send you something and then you'd learn it and then you'd play it with them?
Yeah, I mean, I think the band I mean, I would just get up and do anything I felt like.
Right.
I was in the luckiest position of anyone. But I think the band basically mainly would know virtually everything that anybody might come in, because
Right.
quite often we didn't know who was coming. I mean, if we did know, we would learn up what they were going to do. But if suddenly somebody appeared out of the blue, like Lionel Richie or Shaka, everybody knew the song.
Yes,
So
yeah.
off they went, you know.
Wow.
And that impressed them.
I bet it did, yeah, for
It
sure.
really did, you know, because not only did they know the song, but it was ultra professional.
Yeah.
But then when we moved to the Big Isle, eventually, Prince came in for the first 4 weeks and sat in the balcony. And he just cherry-picked people he wanted to do the after shows at the O2. Which was great. So I got on, everyone got on.
Fantastic. See?
And we had, I mean, Jill Scott appeared there. Naturally Seven appeared there. As I say, Cynthia Erivo was the backing singer. Jessie J would sing every week. You know, it was incredible times. And I don't think can ever be repeated, because people's social habits, you know, people go to work. That generation has got families. You know, it's not going to happen anymore. People just don't think I'm going to go out on a Monday night.
That's the thing, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's not like it was. I mean, when I used to go to the singer-songwriter nights in London
Yeah.
as well, they'd be rammed when I first started going. Then it started dying off, and then A&R started doing the work online rather than actually
Yep.
physically coming out to see people. So it's a shame, really, isn't it?
It's
that
a great shame.
it's gone that way.
I mean, the interesting thing is when you meet people of that particular vintage, who you now know are going to be like 50 plus or whatever, and it's actors, it's musicians, it's sports people, they all remember the 10 Room.
Yeah.
Even if you didn't know that they were there, you'll mention it.
Yeah.
You know, people like Idris Elba, you know, you wouldn't have known they were there because nobody really knew who they were then.
That's it, isn't
So
it?
10 Room, I used to come every week.
Oh, look at that.
You'd think, oh, I never knew that. I mean, you'd know, like, the stars who were stars then, but the people who became stars, unless they were performing, you know, but if they were sitting in the audience, you just wouldn't know who
That's
they
it.
were.
But it's such lovely memories for everyone, isn't it? But you got loads of photos and
Yeah.
footage kicking about all over the
Oh,
place, haven't you?
it is incredible.
Yeah. And you're straight back there as soon as you watch it, aren't you?
100%.
Yeah.
Not quite there with the fashions, though. those baggy tracksuits, I don't know how... Mind you, they'll all come back, won't they?
They all come back
They'll
round,
all
yeah.
come back. Oh, there's one night, I think it's on film, I'm pretty sure. We had Tyrese and Mario, and
Oh, right, yeah.
they're all performing, and they're all wearing these white baggy tracksuits. You know, sort of, I don't think that would be their choice these days.
Probably not, no. How interesting.
Yeah.
Gosh. But the thing is, it's like somebody has to be the spark of that. And if you hadn't
Yeah.
decided to put that night on,
It wouldn't have happened.
it wouldn't have happened,
No.
no. Someone's got to do it. And
Well, it was a nice balance, because Patrick sort of was the driving force. I had like maybe the film contacts and the sports contacts. Then Ilana, for example, was working at a record company, so she would tell everyone. Then Top of the Pops shot on a Wednesday, and all the American artists would be flown in on Monday. So they wouldn't know what to do.
Perfect.
It's like, let's go out in London. Where are we going to go? Oh, we'll go to the 10 Room.
Look at that. And it's so funny. You've just mentioned 10 Rooms, it's not happening anymore. And then Top of the Pops, which is not happening anymore.
Yep,
It's so
it's all
different.
gone. It's all gone.
Oh, man. We were born at a good time, weren't we?
Oh, we got the best of it.
Yeah.
I mean, because what I used to do as well, I should mention, I got tapped by the Top of the Pops people to do all the reggae. So they had the thing reggae at the BBC, and it was all these people on, and it was like, oh God, I remember doing that because the band couldn't play reggae. You know,
Right.
I remember the drummer saying to me, "Hey, son," or Sonny, or whatever he called me, you know, "you've written the drums wrongly." I said, "Why?" He said, "You've got the bass drum on the wrong beat and the snare." I went, "No, it's reggae. That's how it is."
Oh, no.
He said, "Well, it's wrong." I said, "Well, that's what we want, you know." Oh,
I bet that was a battle, wasn't it? It's
oh,
like,
it was
just play
hard
it.
because a lot of the acts were, I mean, they were tough people, you know, Althea and Donna and Susan Cadogan. They weren't, they brooked no nonsense.
Right,
you know.
I bet. Yeah.
I did a gig with Susan Cadogan. She punched some guy in the audience who was shouting, you know. It was great. It was wonderful.
Well, she got down off the stage.
Yeah, she got
and
off the
just
stage and whacked this guy. Oh, it was wonderful.
We need more of that in music. I'm joking, we don't. But that's so funny. I'm just going to punch you. Not say, could you please be quiet or whatever. Calm down. You're ruining it for everyone.
Oh no, she
I'm just gonna punch you.
She shouted at them before, but it didn't work. So she got down.
Gosh.
Oh,
You've got so many stories,
Funny
John.
days.
It's brilliant.
Well, I've got hundreds of stories. I mean, when you think about it, I mean, I try not to think about it, but my first band that I was in, the drummer formed Sin, which became Yes.
Okay.
The second band I was in, Kim Rue, who wrote Walking on Sunshine, was in. Third band I was in had Chaz Jankel, who wrote The Blockheads.
All right.
Pete Van Hook, who was Mike and the Mechanics. Rick Parnell, who was Spinal Tap. My first band then played with Muddy Waters at my 21st birthday party.
No.
My next band had Al Anderson, who joined the Wailers, which is why they played at my 24th birthday party.
Look at this.
So it was all interconnected.
Yeah.
You know, Peter Green, I got friendly with, so he wanted to play with me. And John Martin, I got friendly with, so he wanted to play with me. So it was a social scene.
Yeah.
And the thing was, there were lots of venues. So where you meet that sort of person now, if that sort of person is in the music game,
Yeah.
I don't know. You know, you're going to go to the Enormo Dome or the O2 and say to, I don't know, Doobie Brothers or Coldplay, "Oh, can I play?" You know,
Well, this
it's not
is
going to
it.
happen.
This is it, isn't it?
You know, they're going to carry you out, aren't they? But in our day, you know, you go to Kluk's Cleek or the White Lion in Edgware or Golders Green Refectory. I saw Jimi Hendrix first time
Right.
downstairs in Golders Green next to the Italian restaurant.
Right.
And they didn't have I mean, if they're lucky, they got a dressing room. You know, if they weren't, there's a men's toilet.
Yeah.
And you would meet these people. You go to the bar at the interval,
Yeah.
or you go to regularly to their gigs, and they'd know you and go, "Oh, hello, good
Brilliant.
to see you." And what you forget, for example, I used to play at Studio 51, Ken Collier's club, on Sunday lunchtime, Sunday afternoon. 2 years before, or 3 years before, the resident band were the Rolling Stones. And they'd gone from doing that sort of gig to stadiums.
Wow.
Nothing in between. You know?
Oh, right.
It's like, first single, off you go. So when I started playing cricket with Bill Wyman, we had common memories.
Yeah.
You know, I'm younger, obviously, but it was still the same two women who made the tea at the Studio 51.
Right,
you know,
yeah.
Legendary Pat and Vi.
That's it, isn't it funny? And because you were all so close knit and in together and just people who loved music hanging out in a venue, they just become your friends. And it's just, you're just John, and then he's just Bill, and then that's just Peter.
Yeah.
And that's incredible, isn't it? So,
Well, it lasted into that. I mean, the last text, which I found and I kept, obviously, I got from Jeff Beck. I asked him to play in my band at Sussex University, opening of the Attenborough Centre.
wow.
And he wrote back, "I'm going to a wedding, or I'd have loved to have done it." And I got, you know, I'd all-star band. I had Omar and Mo Pleasure and Mark Mondesir and late Mo Foster and Pete Brown and Ray Russell. And the previous thing I did down there, I had Gary Husband, and I mean, it's amazing, you know, you get all these incredible people.
Yeah, it really is.
Paul Jones, Pete Wingfield, marvellous.
Yeah.
But because we all knew each other all the way through, you know, there wasn't any, "Oh, I'm a superstar. I don't go out there. I won't come."
Well, this is it, isn't it? It's so interesting. And I guess with everything you've achieved as well, like with your awards up here, it's not like anyone plays down what you've achieved because it's amazing, but it's like, "Oh, my mate John has like won an Emmy. He always won a BAFTA." It's a bit like that, isn't it? It's like, that's
It can be.
incredible.
You don't think of yourself like that, though, because, you know, you, as far as you're concerned, you're just you as you've always been.
Yes.
And then someone says, "Oh, you inspired me," and it's like,
You know, oh my
I
God,
did.
what happened there? But also, I was going to ask you, do you, when you're composing, do you ever think, "Whoa, I've nailed this one. This is a cracker"? Do you think, "Well done, John," and then have a bit of banana cake? Or do you wait for like the reception from the client
no,
first?
I don't know. I mean, I never dislike anything I put out.
Right.
I mean, it leaves me happy. I might have modified it, changed it, thrown it out, rethought it. I remember once I did a signature tune for a BBC show called The Time of Your Life. It was a Noel Edmonds show. And the idea of the show was it went from somebody would come on, a guest, and they'd pick a year. And they'd say, "That year is my favourite year," sort of thing. And then the whole programme would be about that year. So there'd be news clips and music, and it was a fun show. So I was writing a theme that the titles were animated, and they went from 1920s, 30s, 40s, 50s, 60s, 70s, 80s in about 30 seconds.
Okay.
And I wrote something, and in those days, you know, the director's coming over to your house because, you know, they weren't paying for demos or anything. Sit at the piano and show us what you got.
Yeah.
So I got the phone call saying the director's coming. And I went, "You know, I'm really not happy with what I've written. It's just not working. It's not right. They're not good. They might like it, but it's not going to go. It's not going to go." And he was getting a train from White City, from the BBC, out here
Okay.
to Woodford, where I was living. I went, "Okay, this is going to be it." And I sat down and I wrote.
Really?
He arrived and I played him what I just wrote, and he went, "Perfect."
No.
And that's what went on.
Isn't that funny?
Yeah. I mean, honestly, that triggered me into cracking it.
Yeah.
I hadn't cracked it at all. And I had another one where I did a series, Peak Practice, ran forever. And they wanted the signature tune, and they said, "Well, the main character's just come back from Africa," so I thought, well, I'll have a thumb piano, and it's set in Derbyshire, so I'll have something rural and bucolic. And then he likes Eric Clapton. Okay, well, I have two guitars, you know, great. So I wrote the thing, and I lost the music. I wrote it down, couldn't find it.
no.
What am I going to do? What am I going to do? I can't remember what. I remember the main theme, but the middle, just couldn't remember
Right.
at all. Eventually I went, nothing for it, I've got to write a new middle. I can't remember what I'd written, so I wrote a middle 8, recorded it, great, fabulous, brilliant. Months later, I found the manuscript. It got wedged in something else. Pulled it out. What I'd written was a direct pinch from something else,
Really?
which I recognised straight away.
No.
The original thing that I wrote, that I
Right.
lost. Thank heavens
Yeah.
I lost the thing.
Yeah, absolutely.
Because that, I would have played it and they'd have said, oh, do you realise that bit
That's-
come from that?
Oh gosh, see, you were supposed to lose that
Fate,
thing.
yeah,
for
yeah.
sure, for sure. God, it's so interesting, isn't it? I was just talking to Darren, and you're sat right here. Isn't John really interesting?
He does go on a bit, doesn't he?
It's good. So that's really interesting because, some people, they're like, oh, I can't write if I'm under pressure, or I need time and I need space, and
Well-
but you wrote it while this guy was on the train.
I have an interesting take on that. I think, using the analogy of painting, if you're an artist and you're stuck not knowing what to do in the middle of your picture, go down to the bottom left-hand corner
Oh,
or go up to the top. If I'm stuck on music and I don't know where to go, maybe there's a rhythmic figure that will trigger something.
Right.
Maybe there's a string ostinato that will make it go somewhere.
Yeah.
So I always have alternatives in my mind
That's
of things
it.
to do. But then things pop into your brain. I remember I got a phone call from when I was doing a lot of commercials, a guy, John O'Sullivan, who's the brother of Richard O'Sullivan, the actor.
yeah.
And he said, I did a lot of commercials with him. And he said, I've got this campaign that features Clyde, the orangutan from, they wouldn't get away with it now, from the Clint Eastwood films. For tyres, Goodyear or one of the tyre companies. We're dubbing, it needs music. What, do you think you could come up with something? And I said, yeah, well, what's your schedule? He said, we're dubbing. It's on air tomorrow.
Oh, wow.
And I went, okay, right. So I got in my car and we called my synth player. And as I drove along, I'm thinking, right, he's swinging on the tyre, he's directing traffic, it's comical, he's doing something else. Tune came into my mind. Okay, got to the studio. We made it work for a 30-second, 60-second with the synth player. Do it like this, do it like pizzicato strings, do it like that, do it like that. Ran forever. Then it became the weather music for Eurosport,
It
weather
did.
forecast, yeah. And I wrote this in the car, not on an instrument.
That's
And it's just
incredible.
a silly little tune, which I could sing now. Well, I won't sing it.
Yeah, go on, John.
No, it just went da 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 bum, da 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 dum dum dum, da 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 dum, ba da little dum, bum 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 bum, dum ba da dum bum bum. That's it. In the car.
World first, everyone. John Altman just sang for me.
World last.
Right, I better ask you about
Okay.
Titanic.
Yep.
So, you did all of the period music for the film,
Yes.
didn't you?
Yep.
Did you have to do much research on that for a
Well,
start?
it was interesting. They, this is well before they. I don't even think they'd cast the film, but I got taken on to do the film and to be the historical music advisor or hysterical music advisor. And they sent me a copy of the playlist, which the orchestras on Titanic had to learn off by heart.
Oh, right.
And they had numbers. So, the leader would go, number 432.
Wow.
So I knew what the band comprised. It was There were basically, I think, 8 musicians on the boat, 5 of whom played exclusively in first class. And then, they also played in the other classes, but with other players. And I got the playlist and I went through it and I thought, I'm going to have, I can't even remember what the number was, 6 of each type. So reductions of classical pieces, contemporary pop songs from 1911, whatever else. Then I thought it's got to sound like a band in 1911. So when they're playing ragtime, they won't be doing it very well.
Right.
It would be very stilted.
Okay.
So I did that. Then the Broadway shows that all these songs came from are now totally obscure. Nobody knows them. So I had to go to the Library of Congress and get sheet music for those,
Okay.
which I did, and we recorded those. We recorded in Zurich for a week, and then that was it. Sent the music over. Everything's great. They cast the actual band as the band on the boat. They asked me if I wanted to play the band leader, and I said, well, I don't play violin. It's a bit pointless. And I can't manage 2 weeks in Mexico. My friend took the gig. He was there for 2 years.
Really?
Yeah, prisoner. But so they're into filming, you know, and I everything's going well as far as I know. And Friday night, I went to bed at about 1 a.m, I guess. Woke up at 8:30, and there's 10 messages on my answer machine.
Something's wrong.
Something's up.
Yeah.
Played the first one. Yeah, it's producer's secretary. Round about message 5, it's the producer.
Right.
Round about message 10, it's James Cameron.
Oh, wow.
So I think there is something seriously amiss here.
Yes.
So I phone the Mexico number and I get through, and the phone goes to him. And I say, hello, James. It's John Altman in London. He goes, nearer my God to thee, how's it go? I went, I just got out of bed, you know.
Yeah.
Nearer my God. Said, right, again. Nearer, and he's put a megaphone to the phone. And what's happened, I found out, was that he had decided to film that scene live.
Right.
And the orchestra said, well, we don't know it. And we haven't got any music. We don't know what we're meant to play.
Yeah.
So they waited the whole night, I guess with people in the water, God knows what was going on,
Yeah.
for me to wake up. Because I'm the only person who will know how the thing goes and why they couldn't find someone in America. And I'm sitting in South Woodford, singing away, and the violinist is writing it down from my singing. And that's the most famous scene in the film.
It really is.
What's the scene you remember in Titanic? Oh, when the ship sinks and the orchestra plays.
It's so sad. I'm like, oh. Also because they're
That's
musicians.
how it happened.
Yeah.
They didn't know it.
Gosh.
Nobody knew it.
That's so musos, though, isn't it? We're going to play literally to the end, isn't it? It's like I'm going to be
Well,
with
the
my instrument in
interesting
my hand.
thing, which really follows up on that, was we knew roughly what they played that night because all the survivors in the boats, that's all they could
That's
hear.
what they would hear. Oh,
Apart from the you know, screaming and whatever, they could hear the orchestra playing on the ship, going across the night air, you know.
how mad. And I just wonder if that's haunting for them or if it's got...
Totally.
Yeah.
Totally. It was in all the memoirs of survivors.
Oh, wow.
But incredible. And that's, you know, that's how it happened.
And also, they needed you to do it. They could have found somebody else to like do an approximation of potentially what the melody might have been.
Yeah, I mean, I make no claim. I mean, they took me on because I had a reputation of being able to do music of any sort period. But there are other experts who I'm sure were noses out of joint because I got the gig.
Yeah.
In fact, somebody, a friend of mine who, well, one friend of mine and then somebody I didn't know had written in sort of not questioning my arrangements, but questioning the choice of music. Like, because Nearer My God to Thee, people said was the last thing that was played. But James Cameron liked that version, which was an American version,
Right.
which the English band would not have known.
Right.
So, and there are about 6 different versions of Nearer My God to Thee.
Yeah.
So somebody wrote in about that, and then somebody wrote in and said, well, it was actually Song of Autumn that they played last. And not. It's like, you know, it's a film, you know.
Yeah.
For heaven's sake, you know.
You got to do it and just let it go, haven't you? Because it's like, it's done now. Like, your opinion, your upsetness isn't going to, like, change.
Oh, but, I mean, it goes on, doesn't it?
Yeah.
I mean, the Bob Dylan biography, people are complaining it's wrong and this person isn't in it and that event didn't happen. And you go, for heaven's sake, it's a movie, you know, they're making it up.
Well, that's it.
What do you want?
Yeah.
But I didn't see the Amy film because it was making stuff up about somebody I knew.
Well, that's it, isn't
I
it?
refused to watch it. But the Freddie Mercury one, I knew him, and it was, well, that didn't happen. Well, that happened later. Well, that's not true. Well,
It's because you're putting a story together, aren't
what are you going to do?
Yeah.
But when they did the first Amy documentary, you know, they made out villains, Ray and her dad. And I said, it's not black and white. They weren't villains. You know, you just cherry-picked villainous moments.
That's it.
And he said, well, it's a film. It's got to have a hero and a villain.
There's that, and
What are
it's
you
going to
gonna
be
do?
spicy, and
Yeah.
real life is kind of boring if you leave in all the kind of boring.
But it's like with the Amy documentary, you know, they showed the scene of her in St. Lucia complaining that her dad had brought the film crew down.
Oh, right, yeah.
What they didn't know was that the film crew had been there the whole week. And on that particular day, she was a bit ratty and took it out on the dad. But because they filmed it, they extrapolated that and put it in and said, look at this. He's brought a film crew down to annoy her. What a rat.
Yeah. It's all in the edit, isn't it?
It's all in the edit.
That's it, and how people want you to be perceived.
Yeah.
It's so interesting. But the thing is, you can't spend your whole life defending your musical choices and your arrangements and this, that, and the other. You got to just
move on.
It's done and then carry on.
Move on.
Yeah.
But it's like reading reviews, you know. I mean, if I Googled myself online, which I don't, I'd be horrified because, you know, you write a score and somebody will write, oh, I hated that. That's a load of old rubbish. Oh, he's very second rate, you know.
Yeah.
It's particularly with James Bond because everybody, there are like 100,000 message boards about James Bond. So as soon as you do a sequence in the Bond film, let alone 2.
Yeah.
Oh, why did he do that? Why did he go? That's much better. That's much worse.
I know. It's just
What a
somebody's
choice.
opinion.
What was it? Yeah, forget it, you
Yeah.
know. I did it, you didn't. Get over it.
It's done. Yeah. I mean, there's nothing that you do over, like that you'd do over. That's so American. But there's nothing that you would redo in life because you can't go back and fix it.
No.
You know, we haven't got time machine or anything like that. And you probably wouldn't want to anyway.
Well, there are things, I mean, when I wrote my book, I put in a chapter of things I missed.
Right.
Like, you know, I got in the last 2 for a film and I didn't get the film.
Right.
Or there was a planned album, but it never happened.
Okay.
And it's interesting because suddenly you put in print a bunch of stuff and you go, oh, I could have done all that, you know.
Yeah.
Austin Powers. Oh, yeah, I could have. Maybe I should have done that.
Maybe
Well,
you should have done. But you knew Quincy Jones, didn't you?
Oh, I knew Quincy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But it wasn't. Was it a choice for you to not do Austin Powers, or did you?
No. I had a 4-hour meeting with them and they didn't go with me.
Ah, it's like an audition, isn't it?
Well, I suspect that they had the composer who did it and he had a
Right.
clash and they wanted insurance in case he couldn't do it. Because the meeting was lovely. I mean, they were so flattering. And then Jay Roach, who was the director, I bumped into him at an event in Hollywood. And he's married to Susanna Hoffs of the Bangles.
Oh, right, yeah.
And we were backstage and he said to her, this is one of the finest composers in the... I said, okay.
Oh, wow.
You didn't give me a job.
You didn't give me the job, yeah. But the thing is, you just don't know sometimes. There's probably somebody
there's-
rooting for
there's
you and
stuff.
then other... Yeah. It's just one of those things.
It is, but you can't dwell on it.
No.
I never did. I mean, there are things I regret not happening because they didn't happen. Like, you know, the album with Dusty Springfield, jazz
Right.
album. That'd been great, but
So
it
what
didn't
happened
happen.
with that?
Well, she was too sick to do it.
Oh, right, okay.
Album with Amy would have been great. You know, we talked about it. Never happened.
Yeah. It's a funny one though, because like you're regretting it, but it's not happened because somebody was too ill or it was just somebody else's
Yeah.
choice. It wasn't like, oh, I could.
You're off the job.
Yeah, or it was like, oh, I could have been like a member of the Beatles and I just turned them down. It's not like that, you know. It's like it wasn't your choice. It was just one of those things.
I mean, there are things. There are things that you know that would have maybe rankled about not doing things or doing things. I remember years ago, but I mean they're all stupid. I mean, somebody messaged me about going to do a big band thing with Diana Ross. Who would you recommend? Mm-hmm. Gave them a list of names. They went ahead with somebody else doing it with my names.
People are terrible.
But then I
aren't they?
became friendly with the guy who'd done it.
Right.
And he'd worked with her forever. So
Right.
I'm not bothered.
Yeah.
And she was, when I met her, she was absolutely lovely.
That's
So,
good.
everyone, she's difficult. You have her absolute sweetheart.
She's really nice. Yeah.
Yeah.
Isn't it funny? You just got to, just have your own opinion on things.
Well, you just take people as you find them,
Yeah.
and I've been very lucky, everyone I've worked with have been super supportive and
you've been very nice to them, haven't you, John?
well, I guess so.
And you've been able to write a whole book. Hidden Man, isn't it?
Hidden Man,
But it's got a little subtitle, if I could try
My
and
Many
remember.
Musical Lives.
There you go. Hidden Man, My Many Musical Lives.
Yeah, I'm about to do an audio book of it. It's on Kindle,
Oh, brilliant.
but I'm going to do an audio as well.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
That's so good. So, when you were writing the book, did
Mm-hmm.
all the stories just come flooding back to you? Or...
Well, luckily, I kept my diaries from 64 through to about 2000.
How good is that?
And
done,
they're helpful because things I thought happened in a week, they were like 3 years apart,
Oh,
but
right.
your brain encapsulates them.
Yeah.
The whole saga with the Whalers, I'd assumed all happened in 1 week, and it didn't at all.
Okay. What was the saga?
Well, it was my friend joined them, Al Anderson. Mm-hmm. They came to my party, and then I took them around London. I took them to Dingwalls, here, Kilburn, the High Roads. I took them to the Speakeasy. And the day they did the Lyceum, they came to a string session of mine with The Real Thing. And we all went to the Lyceum afterwards. Mm-hmm. And I'm seeing this as all occurring in a week.
Right.
But I go to my diary and hello, where's that? And then I'm looking a year later and there it is.
Oh, wow. It's so great that you wrote all of that down because it can so easily just get forgotten.
Exactly. Well, the stuff, I was looking at stuff the other day. Really impressively, a jam session with this one or a big concert with Cream and Fleetwood Mac, and I don't remember anything about them.
Wow.
I was there. I know I was there. It's in my diary, and I spoke to my friend I went with, and he said, "Oh, it's great. Yeah, we went."
You were like, because your brain is just
Gone.
full of compositions. That's what's happening.
Gone, completely gone.
That is so interesting.
Weird.
Yeah. But you've got so many great testimonials. Like you had Quincy Jones, Hans Zimmer, Jeff Goldblum. Like, are you writing, "Dear Jeff, Merry Christmas"?
No, I contacted people I really enjoyed working with over the years. Mm-hmm. And I thought, obviously you think their name value as well. Mm-mm. And they all came back.
Brilliant.
John Batiste came back, Joss Stone came back, Jim Carter, Quincy, Hans, Jeff Goldblum, the Pythons. Wonderful.
That's so good.
It's nice because you don't think... You don't walk around thinking, what does so-and-so think of me? I If you did that your whole life, you wouldn't have much of a life, would you?
Not at all. Not at all.
But so it's nice when somebody actually says, "Oh, do you know what? He's great. I like him."
Yeah.
Or he does great work, or he's a great musician. It's fabulous, to be noticed.
For sure. I mean, first of all, if you don't ask, you don't get. In terms of the testimonials,
Well,
like
yeah,
asking for those.
I had to ask, but I was expecting like one or two,
Oh, you should have
or
done.
having to chase.
Right.
I didn't have to chase anyone, I sent them and they sent straight back.
Perfect.
Amazing.
And that's why you've had such a long career, John.
I guess.
Because you're lovely. You're so nice. Everyone we've interviewed on these podcasts has been so modest. I would have just been like, thank you. I am nice. Everyone else is like, yeah. But you are, though. That's the thing. You would not have done everything you've done and had repeat work coming from people if you weren't just brilliant and really nice. I mean, there's people who I've worked with before who've just been kind of really cool people, and then musically you're like, oh, what's happened there? And they kind of get called back because of Gift of the Gab or whatever, but they don't have the longevity because they're going to get found out, It's one of those.
No, I'm pretty placid as a person, so I like to say I'm easy to get on with, because I don't make waves. And people who are notedly volatile, if that's the word to use, have no reason to become so with me. So they might well be sort of ogres to everyone else, but I've never had it.
Yeah. What I enjoy about you is that you're very kind of the facts, but not in a kind of robotic kind of this is how it's going to be kind of way. And it's kind of quite open. It's the facts, but it's open and kind of what do you think at the same time?
Yeah.
Like you were saying about collaboration before, it's like, well, this will probably be best for you, but what do you think?
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
No, you would never foist anything on anyone, I mean, occasionally, for example, I got called by Mark Ronson to work on a title song for a movie that he'd done. And halfway through the work, I mean, there's literally that afternoon, can you get down here now?
Oh, right.
And by midnight, we'd finished the track.
Wow.
But I was writing an arrangement as we went along, and it was great, that's good, yep, that's good. And then his collaborator messaged from New York, an email, said, I've got some ideas for the arrangement. I went, oh, here we go.
Right.
So he we went in the room and he put on the file. They're sitting there listening and I'm sitting there going, how can I say something? It's not very good.
Oh, wow.
And he switched it off and went, no, it's not very good, is it? I went, no. He said, what we're doing is better. Back in the room. And
Perfect.
I thought that's great because he's using real musicians. He knows what he's doing, and he's got an ear.
Yeah, for sure.
He's not just saying, "Oh, well, my collaborator, it must be better than what we're doing at the moment."
Well, that's it, isn't it?
Yeah.
And everything was open to being given a chance. It wasn't like, oh, well, we've already arranged it now, so we're not going to bother listening to that.
No.
Let's give it a chance. Let's see what it is. Oh, it's not so good. Let's go back to what we were doing before.
Yeah.
That's great. That's such a lovely way to work,
No, it's
isn't
brilliant. I got a lot of time for him.
it? So, with your awards and everything, could they just hear on the mantle?
Yeah.
Which is nice.
I can't carry them around, really.
No, you can't. Is it weird making acceptance speeches? Like, what do you say? How much do you prep?
When I won my Emmy, I didn't expect to. I didn't have a speech prepared. And I sort of hesitated for about what felt like a minute, but was about a second when I look at the video. But I thanked all the right people. And I don't know. I mean, my motto is get on, say it and get off,
Yeah.
I watch some of these award ceremonies and they're rambling on for 15 minutes and it's like, oh, do me a favour, just...
That's it. And but it's strange, isn't it? Like, you're in the car on the way back home going, did they give you a box? Or did they put it in a bit of tissue paper?
No, there was a box. The thing is, as soon as you come off stage when you win the Emmy, they take it away from you
Oh,
because they keep bringing the same one on
right.
as a prop.
Okay.
So then they give you the real one,
Mm-hmm.
but it hasn't got the thing round it. They post that to you.
Oh,
So
right.
that all the wording, that comes separately.
That comes separately. You got to put it on yourself.
Yeah,
Oh,
well, it's
wow.
easy. I mean, it's like doing up. It's like a wristband. You know,
Okay.
can't even fumble fingers like me gets
Can't
it right.
get it wrong.
You can't get it wrong.
How good is that?
But some of them you know you're going to win. Some of them you think you're going to win and you don't. Some
Yeah.
of them you don't think you're going to win and you
And
do.
you do, yeah.
It's luck of the draw. The disc situation is interesting because I have a friend in LA who's very solicitous about me for some bizarre reason.
Right.
And I said, you know, I never got any this, and I'm missing a bunch of platinum records for things I never got, and I never got Grammy certificates. So she made it her mission to make sure that I got them all.
Really?
So I did.
So you did,
So
and
I
they're
did.
all out, aren't they?
So they're all out. So I've got all the Grammy certificates there and all the platinum records. Well, I didn't take all of them because I haven't got any wall space.
Right.
So there are some that I've got, you know, like a dozen, and I just never bothered.
Oh, okay. You didn't accept them, or were they in a box somewhere?
Well, no, you have to, with those discs, you have to apply for them.
Oh.
So I just have never applied, you know, all over the world.
Oh,
I mean,
really?
but then the George Michael one is a diamond disc, which I'd never heard of, for 10 million sales.
Wow.
I thought I've got to have that one.
Oh, absolutely.
Got to have it. So I got that one.
Absolutely.
No, I mean, I you know, it's nice to have them.
Definitely. It
Although
really
I phoned Warner Brothers about Rod Stewart one, and the person there said, "What's the platinum record?"
They didn't.
I thought, this is great. You know, you work for the record company, you haven't got a clue what any of it is.
I'm in
So I
shock.
got it in the end.
What's a platinum record?
Yeah, what is it?
Oh my gosh, that's incredible.
Well, you know, if they're even 30, then they're not
They're
going to
not
know.
going to know what that is.
No.
That's mad. How many millions of records do you think you sold?
Oh,
That's a
I've
question.
never even thought about it. I mean, the thing is, I've got a lot of silver discs for things I did
Mm-hmm.
that if they were released today, they'd be top of the charts for a year.
Right.
It's like,
Yeah.
yeah, silver disc for 500,000 sales, and you're going, you know, 50 sales now would top the charts.
50. Gosh, it's such an incredible career. And then when you're looking back on it, you think, oh, that's nice. And you don't think of yourself as like, oh, this kind of amazing composer and you've achieved all this stuff.
No.
But it's huge. And then your music's going to live on and on and on and on, isn't
Well,
it?
that's the thing, yeah.
Yeah,
That's the thing. It's all out there.
it is. Have you got anything kind of in the pipeline? Are you composing anything at the minute?
Not really, but I've hooked up with Ed Sheeran's brother Matt, and we're going to do some writing together.
Oh, brilliant.
And I'm playing still. I was writing a lot of library albums,
Okay.
so they're all out there. But I've just scaled down, you know, do what I feel like.
Yeah. I think you deserve a rest now.
Yeah,
You definitely do.
about time. I'm pushing on age-wise, so not that it matters, but
Nope.
slow down a bit, you
Yeah.
know.
For sure, in your lovely house. We keep going
Yep.
to all these beautiful houses, Darren. I just created a podcast just so I can just be nosy.
Yeah,
It's got all like your curtains.
one
They are
way
very
to
nice
do it.
curtains.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure. Well, look, John, thank you so much.
My pleasure.
For being on our podcast, for being on stage and screen. You've been such a brilliant guest. And where
Thank
else
you.
can we find out about you? Apart from the book Hidden Man?
Hidden Man, that's the best place.
Yeah.
There's a load of stuff online which I try not to take notice of.
I only saw all
Most
the good
of it
things.
is true.
I saw all the good stuff. So we're going to go watch some 10 Rooms videos now. That'd be lovely.
Yeah,
you
well-
and Darren can reminisce.
We shall, definitely.
Thank you so much, John.
Pleasure.
We really appreciate it. You've been brilliant.
Thank
you.